being the engine of Nigeria's oil wealth. Under the renewed agenda, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has focused on infrastructure completion, stabilizing the security framework, and also restructuring regional intervention agencies to drive growth in the Niger Delta. With that being said, we will be discussing on the topical issue, like I mentioned, the security in the Niger Delta under the Tinubu administration and how it has protected Nigeria's oil assets, and also the amnesty program, talking about its gains and its gap. But before we do that, I am Cynthia Okosa. And to do justice on this very pertinent issue, we have Honorable Priye John Ekpebide. He is the National Chairman, Phase 3 of the Presidential Amnesty Program, PAP. And also, he is the Senior Special Assistant to the Delta State Governor. Good to have you, and good morning, sir.
Yeah, good.
May I? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
So, as we've already mentioned, we're looking at the security, talking about the issues of security as it concerns the people of the Niger Delta. So I would want to know, sir, looking at the deliverables of the present Tinubu's administration, do you think that the government is doing enough, talking about the securities put in place in the Niger Delta? We all know that the Niger Delta is made up of a lot of states, 11 in numbers precisely. Has it done enough in securing the state of the Niger Delta precisely? And if no, what are the indices that would make you to say no as to not him being able to secure the Niger Delta?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. As I said about the security, the presidents have done very well in Niger Delta in terms of security.
Okay.
The reason of that, the man that he has given the Delta State or the Niger Delta security before everybody will going to testify about Niger Delta story. But right now, I can boast and tell you that Niger Delta is the most peaceful area in the region and in the country now.
Okay.
In terms of the security, because the Delta, yeah, so the governors in the Niger Deltas, I think they are putting in hands, doing very well in terms of security, working hand in hand with the security agencies. And at the same time, our father, the man who called Tompolo, when the Tantita has come in place in Niger Delta, you have seen a lot of drastic reduce of security.
Security challenges.
Because the Tantitas have helped Niger Deltas serious of terms of criminality, on security issue, because it has touched every area because of this oil pipeline security you're talking about. You have gone to the grassroots to make sure that the security to minimum down to the barest minimum.
Now, it's no longer news that there has been complaints from the citizens of the Niger Delta. Lately, there has been issues about how the fishes in the waters have been having issues of the dying. You're having fish in the water, but they are not unalived inside the water. Farmlands and nothing to write home about. And generally, the landscape of the Niger Delta is in shambles owing to irresponsible use of the oil by some companies that are actually mining this oil out of the Niger Delta. Would you want to say that the oil, which is an asset of the Niger Delta, is a blessing or a curse?
Well, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I think most of the country, the Niger Delta, have been getting good benefit from the oils. Tinubu administrator is touching the people in the Niger Delta. I think when you are talking about the crops of the fishes, I think when Tantitas come on board, I think you can see there's nothing like bunkering in the riverine area again.
Sorry, I want to cut you. Who is Tantita? The viewers will want to know. Let them know who is this Tantita. Keep talking.
Yeah, the Tantita is the one that's the federal government have given the security on pipeline.
Okay.
And the security in pipeline in the Niger Delta. That is who is the Tantita. And the MD is Chief Kirsten Pondy.
Interesting.
Yeah, Chief Kirsten Pondy. And they are doing their work. I think you see, because of the security, Tantita works is going on in the region and the security, the pipeline. I think you can say the production of oil has kicked up. Before, you cannot tell, everybody was crying, but now I think I can see the benefit of what the Tantita is doing in the region.
Okay, I want to ask, are you satisfied with the level of contract that has been awarded the companies that are linked to the former Niger Delta militant leader?
Yes.
Okay, why would you say that?
Because the man knows the job, and he knows the creek, and he knows the works. You know where that is touching and boats going to the routes, and you cannot more see any vandalization in the pipeline security again, because the man we are talking about is touching everywhere, and is touching the people, and they work on the hand with the security agency to make sure that the pipeline should be secured accordingly.
So looking at the level that we're talking about security in the Niger Delta, it's obvious that the issue of militancy seems to be a thing of the past. Now, with that being said, do you see insurgency, or should I say militancy, rising its ugly head again in the nearest future? Or do you think it has been completely handled by the present administration, talking about the Tinubu's administration?
Yeah, it's 100, I can't say that it's 100% handled.
Okay.
But by the grace of God, I can say 85% has been handled. Okay. You will not hear any militancy in the region as before. Everybody know Niger Delta before. But when the people that are on ground and the leaders and the stakeholders, that people that know, that are talking to the youths, this is where we're supposed to go. And he is telling every time, even the amnesty have helped. We, the ex-agitators, the militants, those that have been doing militant, but now they have known the dividend, the goodness of the good work when the federal government is doing. Okay. So you cannot say that at your age now you want to go and do militancy again. I think federal government is touching life, is touching, bringing the things to what we are requesting to the grassroots, especially with our father, Tom Polo.
You keep mentioning Tom Polo, and I remember some months ago, I kept seeing this signpost talking about PBAT door-to-door movement, and I saw the initiator happened to be this very same Tom Polo. I would want to mention his full name. Permit me to give a little insight. High Chief Government Owezide Ekpem Mupolo, popularly known as Tom Polo. So what brought about this movement, and how does this movement better the lives of the citizens in the Niger Delta?
Well, I think in that aspect, I can boldly tell you that this Tom Polo, when you are talking about, is a sent from God to come and bless the Niger Delta people. In
what way?
Yeah, because he listened to you, listen to everybody, whatever challenge you have, he listens to you. And when this contract of Tantita I'm talking about, other people have been doing it before, nobody have been hearing that this thing has going to touch life. Okay. But when this Tom Polo started this Tantita...
Okay, Tom Polo is the initiator of Tantita as an organization.
He's the chairman. He's the chairman. And he said that he called all the Niger Delta stakeholders, all the communities to come for us the betterment of the Niger Delta. Mm-hmm. And because of that, you will see before, when the bunkering was going on, you will see lots of people are dying, crying, a lot of people, explosion, and all some kind of thing that you will see that which is not supposed to happen. It's happening. What is the crops and the fish when you are talking about? You cannot more fish go to the river again because of the oil spillages in the region. But when he has to hand over this contract, you really go around to the Niger Delta communities to synthesize the people that this is the reason, and this is the reason we need to back with federal government to have a good, better living in our region.
So if I understand you, you're saying the PBAT door-to-door movement initiated by the very popular Tom Polo is one that will better the region of the Niger Delta?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're saying. And I'm also aware that the person of Dr. Dennis Brutu Otuaro happens to be the administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program. How is this program, talking about the Presidential Amnesty Program, better the lives of the citizens of Niger Delta? How has it improved on insecurity generally?
Well, by the grace of God, Dennis Otuaro Brutu, when he has become the coordinator of the amnesty program, he has done very well. Why I'm saying that? In terms of education, in terms of empowerment, in terms of infrastructure. Like when the Niger Delta, I think I can boast of telling you that when Dennis Otuaro has become the coordinator of the amnesty, I think upshur and option, training of students, taking students, more than 10,000 people has been given scholarship to go and train, study in abroad and in Nigeria.
Let me be very precise, talking about the issue of the Warri crisis. I believe you're well aware in the year 2009, and I think that was around the time we had that crisis in Warri between the Ijaw, the Shekiri. And how is this program actually, would you say, with this amnesty program, it has actually killed or put in extinction the issue of crisis, particularly the one that happens in the Warri axis?
Yeah.
Has that come to rest?
Yeah. Because of this program, I think the program is touched every Niger Delta. Shekiri people are benefiting. People are benefiting, especially from the Niger Delta regions. I think this amnesty program has really touched life and make us to come together. We are one. There's no need for us to be fighting against ourselves because of one or all things. We are working together by the grace of God. The president, I've used this medium to even thank the president and the Delta State governor for coming in this recently problem that was coming in terms of this world inflation. Okay. I think the thing that come to rest, and with their wisdom of the federal government, the way they tackle it, and the leadership and the stakeholders in the Niger Delta come together to make that there's space in the Niger Delta. You can say Warri can be able to be one of the peaceful region that you can talk about.
Well, still talking about the governor of the Delta State in the person of Sheriff, Governor Sheriff, I want to ask you, do you think that, because lately you've been in the news talking about calling up investors to come to Delta State and invest and all of that, do you think Delta State is actually ready for investors, given its security position right now?
Delta State is the most peaceful states among the Nigerians. So for investors to come in, I think by the grace of God, the governor of Delta State is working hard to make sure that the investors should come back to home. Okay. There is peace. If you go to Warri now, you will see massive project is going on in the Warri area. From the oil industry or investors to come, we are assuring them that there's 100% security peace in the Niger Delta, and the Warri to welcome them in the Warri area.
All right, that's it, and that's the much we'll be taking on this discussion, talking about protecting oil assets in Delta State and the security challenges that the Niger Delta as a whole has been facing. You've been hearing it firsthand from one of the Niger Delta's finest, talking about the Honorable Priye John Ekpebide, who is the National Chairman, Phase 3 of the Presidential Amnesty Program, PAP. And he is also the Senior Special Assistant to the Delta State Governor. It was really lovely talking to you this very morning, and I'm giving this very incisive insight about the people of the Niger Delta and its security development so far. I really want to say thank you. I believe the viewers out there are well aware, and they've gotten enough updates as to the progress on the security update in the Niger Delta. And this is where I want to say thank you for coming once again.
Thank you.
I really
much.
appreciate your coming on air for this program. And I remain Cynthia Okosa. Thank you for staying with us. Don't go nowhere. Thank you very much.
Every second, a story breaks.
President Ahmed Tinubu has formally presented the 2026 appropriation bill to the National Assembly.
The nation reacts.
Welcome to the Niger Delta, a region of incredible beauty and stark contrast. From its breathtaking landscapes to its rich cultural heritage, this is a place where history and modernity collide. But beneath this serene surface lies a story of struggle and resilience. The Niger Delta is the lifeblood of Nigeria's economy, home to vast oil reserves that fuel the nation, yet it is a land where the people fight for their share of the wealth. Join us on the program Niger Delta Today as we explore the heart of the Niger Delta, discover the vibrant cultures, the struggles for environmental justice, and the stories of the people who call this place home. This is the Niger Delta, a land of contrast, a story of resilience, a journey of hope. Don't miss our exclusive series, Niger Delta Today, every day at 12 noon, only on Adbn TV. Witness the untold stories, experience the journey, be part of the change.
The global business is never static. Watch the market report on Adbn TV for business information, latest happening business deals.
It has benefited us immensely. Talking about the benefits, some of the key benefits. You see, the program is tailored on DDR, that is disarmament, demobilization, rehabilitation, and reintegration. Now we have passed the stages of demobilization. Now we are in the reintegration stage, which so many of us have benefited. Like myself speaking here, it was this same program that sponsored my tertiary institution.
Interesting.
So many of Niger Deltans have gone abroad, studied educational skills, vocational skills, home and abroad. And myself too, the requirements for one to become part of the system is there are no specific requirements, provided you are a Niger Deltan and you have the whole of the program, it started, it's an intervention program. It's a peace building mechanism.
Okay,
the amnesty.
What I'm trying to ask is that, was there some sort of form you filled? How did you get to know that there's this intervention program? Did you go online to see it? How were you informed about it? How did you become aware?
That is where I'm trying to go. It is a peace building mechanism.
Okay.
Before the establishment of the presidential amnesty, the Niger Deltans, the youths of Niger Deltans, they felt the marginalization of the federal government and oil-producing multinational oil companies that were operating in the Niger Delta. They did not carry the people of Niger Delta along. So we felt marginalized. Mm-hmm. We felt left behind. So with that now, the people of the Niger Delta, they now took up arms against the federal government and oil facilities, oil companies, causing mayhem to see that what is rightfully ours should be given to the Niger
Delta.
Delta.
If I understand you, what you're saying in essence is that you were one of those militants who have been welcomed by the government to go through educational reforms.
Yes.
Okay, so sir, would you want to contribute to what he just said?
Yeah, I think what he just said, that's like the question that you asked. Don't when we determine our guns to the federal government.
Okay.
We have agreement with the federal government that, okay, we give them condition, feel we're going to be like this, or we're going to be. the amnesty program. What was Yaradua, the peace that Yaradua came to come and have with us, that when you were going to disarm us, we were going to have, number one, education, where people should be educated, and part of the oil industry, the MOU, what did they say about that? The agreement that blueprints of CAI will continue to reform us, the Niger Deltas, because of what we have gone through in the past. Some of us have died. Some militants have died because of course of fighting the cost of the Niger Delta. I think we said that we are the owner of the oil that producing oil. We cannot be blind like this. Niger Delta should be developed and reform the Niger Delta to a city like Abuja, a city like other countries benefiting in the oil producing. That is the agreement we have with federal government. I think with that in line, that when President Yaradua came in to meet our stakeholders and meet with us, and we have agreed. So
interesting.
Because of that, that is the pregnancy that gives birth to amnesty.
Interesting.
So that's the benefit is going around to the Niger Delta.
So I would want to know, like, how many persons did you have in your, should I call it, in your cadre or in your set that passed through this presidential amnesty program? Like, give us a rough figure.
Yeah. The people that were captured at the establishment of the program, about 27,000 to 30,000.
Really?
Were captured.
Interesting.
Yes. And out of these 27, roughly, I can say over 20 have gone through different skill programs, educational programs, here and there, empowerment programs. So it has really touched lives of people in the Niger Delta.
Interesting. Talking about the Niger Delta as a whole, we all know that it's made up of 11 states. Which of the states do you happen to come from?
I'm from Delta States.
Interesting. So you are trying to let us know that Right Honorable Sheriff Francis Orowedo Oborewori happens to be one of those pioneer governors who took it upon himself to see that the people of the Niger Delta State precisely, actually benefited from this presidential amnesty program.
Yes. Our current governor, I'm very sure, as at when the program was established, I think it was still at the corridor of power, though not actually.
Not as a governor.
Yes. Then it was our former governor, Emmanuel
Udwaga.
Yes, Iweta Udwaga. Yes, it was the one on seat then, and our current governor, as you mentioned, is a good man. Is a peace lover. Is someone that wants the benefits that prioritize the lives of people in Delta States.
Okay, quickly, we don't have any much time left. One word of appreciation. What would that be for the presidency and then your state governor?
Yes, word of appreciation. First, the presidency. We, the Niger Deltans, we are really grateful for sustaining the program. This program of 18 is not something that is in a bill. It is just a presidential proclamation, an order that was given by the president. So if the incoming president did not sustain it, that means it can end. But thank God for this president that we have. Yes, he sustained the program, and that's why the program is running. And same time, the administrator, High Chief Dr. Dennis Ochuaro, too, of the president to give him free hand to operate, touching lives. Now, for the period of time he has been in office, is the deployment of students to tertiary institutions as surpasses all that has been done by his the former aims-men of the program. So I still want to every kudos to see the president for sustaining the program, appointing Dr. Dennis Bruto Ochuaro to come and head this, the affairs of the presidential amnesty. And at the same time, our governor too, for his love, the peace and development. he has brought to Delta State.
All right. Thank you so much. So, sir, one word of appreciation from you talking about Honorable Priya. What would that be?
Yeah.
One word of appreciation.
The word of appreciation that goes to the same thing to the president and the NSA, National Security Advisor, to the president. And at the same time, my boss, there's no other person than Dennis Ochuaro, the man I've touched life. I can still calling this, using this medium, calling the Niger Delta people to come together to work with him and to bring development to the Niger Delta. And give kudos to Dennis Ochuaro and the technical team that's working with the presidential amnesty. They have done very well, and may the God continue to bless them.
All right, this is where we draw the curtain on this very incisive interview stroke testimony of a beneficiary from the Presidential Amnesty Program. I remain Cynthia Okosa, and I really want to thank the guest in the house talking about Honorable Priye John Ekpebide, who is also the National Chairman, Phase 3 of the Presidential Amnesty Program, and a Senior Special Assistant to the Delta State Governor. Also the beneficiary here in the house, the person of Efiri Reuben. He is one of the beneficiaries of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Thank you all for finding out time to come and give this very incisive update to Nigerians. Thank you so much. And this is where we say, stay with us. Bye-bye for now.
Every day, across forests, highways, towns, and villages, brave men and women stand watch so that Nigeria can sleep. They leave their families behind, confront danger head-on, and make sacrifices many of us will never see. Yet, the enemies of our nation continue their assault. They target our children. They murder innocent citizens. They force families from their homes. They turn thriving communities into places of fear and uncertainty. Their goal is simple: to break our spirit, divide our people, and steal the future of our nation. But Nigeria is stronger than terror. As we demand greater accountability, stronger security measures, and more effective action from those entrusted with our safety, we must also play our part. Support our security forces, salute their gallantry, stand with those who stand for us. If you see something, say something. Let us be our brother's keeper. We must never surrender to fear, despair, or hopelessness. This is not the time for division, not by tribe, not by religion, not by region, not by political party. Because terror recognizes no ethnicity, no faith, and no ideology. Its enemy is all of us. And together, united as one people, we can defeat it. For our children, for our communities, for our future, for Nigeria. Join the movement. Stand for our country. Stand for one another. Hashtag Unite Against Terror.
You're welcome back to Morning Express. Now let's welcome our next and last guest for the day, Comrade Tayo Omoni Ademi, who is the AAC's Osun State Chairman. Well, let's welcome him. A very good morning to you, Comrade Tayo. Thank you so much for joining the program this morning. Well, it may seem that Comrade Tayo's connection there is, could you kindly check if you're muted on your end so we can hear you clearly? Hello, comrade? Cynthia.
Your mic seems to be muted. Can you check to be sure that you are clearly heard over here, sir?
Yeah. Good morning, Nigerians.
All right.
To you, and good morning, everyone.
Welcome, Comrade Tayo. It's good to have you. As we are aware, we know that you are the chairman of the African Action Congress, and it's no longer news that it's 94 hours to the Osun gubernatorial elections, where the Osun citizens will be deciding who becomes their governor for the next 4 years to pioneer the affairs of Osun State and the future of the citizenry. And so it's in that light we want to ask you that what do you make of the situation in Osun State, given that the opposition parties rather are trying to revive coalition against the current president, Tinubu?
All right, thank you very much for that. Osun State election, actually in Nigeria's coalitions, just like our party has always maintaining, those who have actually destroyed the past can never guarantee the future. So that is where we are. And then the coalition we're talking about, we are not genuine coalition that the people, they are not coalitions can Nigeria and then the coalition can save it. It's just like putting a coke inside the bottle of a Fanta. That does not change the content. The content still remains the same. That is the situation where we are in this country. We understand that there are political parties who have been moving up and down, and even the EFCC supposed to have checked every one of them and see how they are actually going about with their finance and all of that. But it's a pity that INEC did not even go by the rules, meaning that the threshold that has been stipulated, all those political parties, they've actually breached it. And then this is actually a concern to democracy. And looking at it, they actually make democracy and elections to be won by the money bags. However, in the states, we are actually prepared for them. Our party members, the loyalists, the people of Osun State, they know where they are going. And these coalitions is not but the coalition of thieves. Thank you.
Coalition of opposition political parties against President Bola Tinubu is being championed by the G100 and is seeking to bring together the African Democratic Congress, ADC, the People's Democratic Party, the Nigeria Democratic Congress, the People's Redemption Party, PRP, the Social Democratic Party, and the Allied People's Movement. Now, of course, this is going to be a coalition gearing into the 2027 general polls. But then let's also narrow it down to the AAC. Is there a reason why the AAC is not joining this coalition in order to give the incumbent a tough fight in the next polls?
I can say, and I'm very sure, is the only ideological-based political party we have in this country, because we have a principle and the way of doing our things. All those opposition parties, those coalition you talked about, just as I've mentioned earlier, they are coalition of thieves. They are coalition of people who actually, coalition of ruiners, who actually run this country. You can imagine since 1999, they've been promising the people of this country, promise us electricity, promise us water.
It's also important to note that while we make our point, it's not very nice to call other opposition parties thieves or call them names. You can make your point without necessarily demonizing other political parties, especially considering the fact that you're also a part of the opposition.
Yeah, I understand. What I'm saying in essence is that these people who have actually been in power since 1999, and we know that this country has always remained the same. And then there are no new changes in the face of our democratic system. Look at the likes of about the ADC, who is even their presidential candidate. Is it not the running, the vice president of this country? And then looking, who are the leaders of that ADC that you talked about? You talked about David Mark. You talked about Raoul Varegbeshola, who is a former governor in this state. So, and then looking at the SDP, the PRP, they are just, I can call them that they are political parties that they are not ready to actually save this country. So I cannot say and agree that they are actually the coalition. Just we in our own party, our coalition is coalition of the masses. Just like our national leader, Comrade Omoyele Sowore, has always been saying, it is better for us, and then for a country, if you want to progress as a country, you have a coalition with the people, you have a coalition with the oppressed people in this country, rather than having a coalition with people who has actually destroyed yesterday and they are promising us a better tomorrow. So those coalitions, they are not coalitions. They are just money bags, money being transferred, using themselves to hold one political party or the other. You can imagine the minister for FCT being a minister under the federal this APC-led regime, and we understand that they are all birds of the same feather. So they use the minister as an extension. The ruling APC use the minister as an extension of their APC inside PDP. That's why I said a bottle of Coke inside, putting Coke inside a bottle of Fanta does not change the content. It still remains a Coke.
You made mention in your opening remark about the fact that INEC is not playing by the rules. What exactly do you mean by that statement?
Yeah, what I mean by that statement is, by INEC not playing by the rules, is that they should check the finances of all this noise maker that you called leading contender. They are noise makers, because all their crowds, everything they put in place, they are just illusions. They are not real, mobilizing people within. It is the same set of people that they talk to. INEC should check their finances. They check their finances. They've actually gone beyond the threshold spending of the money for campaigning during elections.
Looking at the fact that we'll soon have the Osun decide in 94 hours, like I mentioned earlier, counting down to Osun gubernatorial elections, how do you place the atmosphere? What do you make? What is your perception of what it will look like coming down to Saturday, the day of the election?
Yeah, just like things now, the major things the fear now is the fear to save democracy. The fear to save democracy. And what I mean by that is when there is voters apathy, and how do you expect democracy to thrive? Because looking at it with the situation of what is happening in the state, there is a high chance of voters apathy. And this is worrisome, because looking at people, they started looking at it that they would decided not to come out to vote. And what is now the essence of democracy when we have about 2.3 million registered voters, that at the end of the day, only less than 30% of people will actually come out to cast their vote, because with the violence being perpetrated by those noise makers, political parties, and people are being scared of coming out to vote. That's where we are at the moment, and we've been seeing the picture on the board that the Nigerian police, they've been trying their best. However, their best is actually not enough. And also the Inspector General of Police actually promised to deploy the 15,000 policemen for these elections. So we expect them to be on the eye watch to actually see what is to actually help us with our democratic system. However, the major issue we are having in the state, and which might happen after, during this election, is voters' apathy. Because looking at the situation now, people are scared to come out and cast their vote.
We're talking about fear. I want to ask you, do you think that this fear you keep talking about is intentionally created by the opposition party? And if yes, what is your party doing about it to create a state of calmness, a state of confidence in the citizens who would want to come out to vote?
All right, thank you very much. The fear are being created by the two noisemakers, which is the Accord Party and the APC. The Accord Party, they lay hold to the state government, and the APC backing on the federal government, the federal might. So the two of them, they have actually been the one causing fear in this election, causing fear among the electorate, causing fears in the society, to the people. And looking at it by the virtues of our party, we've been speaking to the people, and then we've been on here speaking to all media houses, telling the people that that we have to cast our votes, we have to fight. This is votes, not fight. And then our blood should not be used to clean the state, that everyone should be at alert, come out, cast your vote, and return back home. But the other political parties, I don't think they actually do that, because looking at the media, and then a couple of days ago, we see what happened in Elisha as well. So making it a red flag, because looking at some civil society organizations, they come out with their red flag zones in the state for this coming election. And this is election, not war. We've been speaking to people, speaking to all the stakeholders, and then to let us embrace peace. And we see what happened during the peace accord, of the peace accord. About 4 political parties actually boycotted the peace accord. They couldn't come out and sign the peace accord. So that is even a red flag. And even series of meetings up and down to ensure that there is peace, and that we have peaceful elections. We have political parties that they did not even deem it fit to actually come out and out and tell the people that they want peace. So this is one of their strategy. But we've been speaking to the people that let there be peace, that we want elections, we don't want violence.
A report has revealed that 29 deaths have happened so far, out from about 73 incidents gearing up to the polls on the 15th rather of August this year. The toll is quite high for an off-cycle election of this nature, and even considering the fact that the election hasn't even taken place. And a couple of weeks ago, we saw the signing of the peace accord in Osun State, where the governor had allegedly stated that the Nigeria police and the commissioner of police there in Osun State was conniving with members of the APC to frustrate his party's efforts towards towards the next polls in just a few days' time. Let's take a look at the reality on the ground. These deaths are connected to preparations to the elections. People are afraid. You talk about political apathy. But on that day, come 15th of August, do you see people not showing up, perhaps not because they don't have faith and trust in INEC or the electoral process, but because they are scared for their lives?
All right, thank you very much. So what I see, because the state government blackmailing the commissioner of police, they are just.
Would you describe that as a blackmail?
I can say, because looking at it, it's just like a kettle calling the pot black. So they are actually not. They actually know what they are doing, because when it comes to the prosecutions of all those criminal elements, the ruling party the opposition party, the APC, have always been challenging the ruling party, that the ruling party has been giving executive bail to people that the Nigerian police have actually been apprehended. And I could remember the last time the Inspector General of Police came down to Osun State, I asked him these same questions, that the IGP, those people that the Osun State Police Command actually claims to have been apprehended, that when is the Nigerian police charging them to court? And the Inspector General of Police, he actually, maybe due to a lot of questions, he did not provide a clear answer to that. But however, we understand that the two of them, they are actually into violence. I can say this is not a matter of allegations. They are actually into violence. We can see what has been happening in their rallies from the few days ago. Looking at it, even from the venue of the grand finale of each political campaigns, they have to go to the Commissioner of Police to settle it, because the APC, they've booked the venue for 8 days. You book a venue for 8 days and nothing is happening there. The ruling party, they wanted to use the place, and then the ministry or the people in charge told them that this place has been booked by the ruling party. And the Commissioner of Police for election that was deployed by the Inspector General of Police have to settle it, that okay, this will happen. The two parties should use a different the accord party should use another venue. However, we also apply to use the same venue tomorrow for our campaign grand finale, and the people in charge, they told us that the place was available on the 12th, which is tomorrow, only for them to reach out last night that the place was not available again, that it has been booked, that no electoral campaign can happen in that area. But to my surprise, the one of the opposition party, the Action Democratic Congress, ADC, actually used the place yesterday for their own rally. And we can see the bias and everything that has been going on. And this has been the party, the people who are in power. So those are the things they've been doing to actually cause voters apathy, and that's the problem we are having right now. The people of Osun State, they are ready to cast their votes and they know what they are doing. But the violence that has been orchestrated by those political parties, they are the major concern we are having right now. The police, they are yet to come out with the list of people that they've apprehended so far, and the executive in the state also, they've actually the police has actually allegedly that the Nigerian, that the state government have been requesting for administrative bail. So this is the current situation we have, and it is a problem to our democratic system.
Comrade Tayo, as you are aware, 15,000 police officers have been deployed to Osun State for the purpose of a peaceful conducted elections for the Osun people. And also in the news, we find out that 30,000 corps members are equally mobilized for these same expected elections that we're going to be having on Saturday in Osun State. And also, you must be aware so that INEC are making preparations and sensitive materials are also arriving in Oshogbo. Now, given all of the situations, don't you think there is capable preparation from the INEC due to the peace accord that has been signed, and so the masses would see it as a means for them to take the bull by the horn and come out for the elections? Or what is your take on it?
All right. So so far from the preparation from INEC, they've done their own parts, and political parties, we are also doing our own part. So INEC have tried enough, and the Nigerian police, the Inspector General of Police, they've actually tried their best. But for us to have these elections credible, is that the Nigerian police should stand up to the task and ensure that there are no special treatment. There are no special treatment. What I mean by special treatment is that what applies to Party A should also apply to Party B. There are instances in Ekiti State where there are vote buyings up and down, and then the Nigerian police, they look away, only for them to be looking for if you are the major contender, and then apprehending them up and down. Though INEC has done their best, what is
Evidence to this
expected of
statement, to this allegation you're laying. You saying that the police are looking otherwise, looking away when voters are being vote buying is occurring. Is that what you're saying? Do you have evidence to prove?
Yes. Evidence. There are evidences on the media. There are evidences on the media. So evidence on the media to actually back it up. There are evidences that has been proved, and then even from series of elections that has happened so far in this country.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade. It's been wonderful having you join us for this discussion on Morning Express. We wish you the very best of the rest of your day, and we wish you good luck in the Ocean Polls come Saturday.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We've been speaking to Comrade Tayo Omoni Ademi, who is the AAC Ocean State Chairman. We've been talking about preparations gearing up to the 11th circle elections, gubernatorial polls in Ocean State on the 15th of August. Well, that's the much we can take on Morning Express this morning. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chijioke Okafo.
And I am Cynthia Okosa. On top of the hour, it'll be time for sports, so stay tuned.
Adbn, a part of you.
Every day across